I called this meeting to order at 6:12 p.m. and then roll call and verification of quorum, Chair Hurst, when she's ready. Okay. Well, Senator Sandlin then. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Chair Hurst then. Oh, your mic.
Amanda Lazo.
Present.
Okay. Mateo Herrera.
Present.
Aiden Trainer.
Present.
Nicholas Navacruzat.
Present.
I'm going to butcher your name. I'm sorry, Ms. Ibe.
Present.
How do you say it? I'm sorry.
My last name?
Your first name.
Oh, Uju is what I go by.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Risa. Chair Kenna.
Hina,
Present. Y'all hear me?
Danishka Morissette.
Present.
Senator Temple.
Present.
Senator Vaughan.
Present.
Senator Bishop. Senator Carringle.
Present.
Senator Daddles.
Present.
Senator DeCara.
Present.
Senator Butler.
Present.
Senator Campbell.
Present.
Senator Castillo. Eric. Oh, right, he has a lab. Never mind. He's excused. Senator Lazier.
Present.
Senator Pintel.
Present.
Senator Hamid.
Present.
Senator Larson.
Present.
Senator Rose.
Present.
Senator Whitson.
Here.
Senator Yetta. Carlos. Yetta. Absent. Senator Quiroga.
Present.
Senator Carter.
Present.
Senator Brown.
Present.
Senator Miller.
Present.
Senator Hermione.
Present.
Senator Nadella. Nadella. Absent.
oh,
Senator.
is dismissed.
Oh, dismissed. Never mind. Just ignore them. All right. Patel. Ishan.
Present.
Senator Yalamanchili.
Present.
Senator Shaw.
Present.
Senator Acosta.
Present.
Senator Borges. Okay, in the chat. Thank you. Senator Duke.
Present.
Senator Hochfelder.
Present.
Senator Holmes. Or sorry,
Present.
Speaker Holmes. I'm here. Kaze.
Present.
Senator Barnett. Senator Barnett. Absent. Senator Lacasse.
Present.
Senator Polera.
Present.
AJ Patel. AJ.
Not here.
Absent. Senator Pullman.
Present.
Senator Richmond.
Present.
Senator Sandlin.
Present.
Senator Vasquez.
Present.
Senator Rivera.
Present.
Senator, or sorry, Pro Tem Marla.
Here.
Senator Mattal.
Present.
What, did I hear somebody?
Ishan.
Present.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sorry. I believe out of the 50 here, I believe we're at about 46 or something, 45.
Okay.
They'll fix it in a minute. We'll have quorum.
Okay. All righty. Approval of the minutes. Take a look at last meeting's minutes and I will take a motion. Yalman Chili.
Motion to approve last meeting's minutes.
There's been a motion to approve last meeting's minutes. Are there any objections? Seeing none, last meeting's minutes stand approved. Approval of the agenda. Take a look at today's agenda and I'll take a motion. Senator Hamid.
Motion to approve this meeting's agenda.
There's been a motion to approve this meeting's agenda. Are there any objections? Ooh, hate that. Seeing none, this meeting's agenda stands approved. Open forum. Are there any non-senators wishing to speak during open forum? All right. Lacasse? President Burton? Oh, you're here. Okay. All right. Announcements from the student body president, President Greenaway.
Hi, Bennett. I hope all is well. Just a few updates from me. I've been out of town the past week and a half, but I do have a few updates. This past week, we had a meeting with representatives from UCF downtown, just regarding kind of incorporating their campus into all of the things that we're doing here within student government. So that was a really productive meeting. And they also, just a heads up to the senators that are in CCIE, I gave them your contact information. They'll also be reaching out to kind of speak to you as well, because a lot of you have classes at the downtown campus. So you can provide that perspective for them. Also, the MSC Cultural Center reopening is on July 18th at 11 a.m. So that's the second floor of the Student Union. Make sure to stop by if you have time. The Multicultural Student Center is one of the agencies that student government funds. So it's important that we're out supporting them. And they just renovated their entire cultural center. So that'll be an exciting event. And then finally, I hereby appoint Nina Rayal to Election Commission seat 7.
Are there any questions regarding the president's announcements? Seeing none, announcements from the student body vice president, President Smith.
I'll be giving the announcement. Just a quick announcement from Colby. The July ADSB meeting will be on July 19th at 1:30 p.m. in the Charge On Chamber.
All right. Are there any questions regarding the vice president's report? Seeing none. Comptroller's report. Is Jeremy here or is President Greenaway doing that? Oh, hi, Jeremy. Oh my gosh, I literally just saw, sorry. Can you hear him? No? Can you? I think you have to click the.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm back in town for the rest of the summer taking classes. So pretty much from me in the next 2 weeks, I'm planning on running the numbers from previous year in CRT and FAO and seeing if increasing funding caps is viable. And on top of that, I'm going to be looking more in depth into how much students at each college are requesting to see maybe if some colleges are not receiving high levels of engagement amongst their students. So that's really what I'm working on over the next 2 weeks. And then in terms of the numbers, CRT, 520,000, 0% reversion, and FAO, 260,000, 0% reversion.
All right. Are there any questions for Comptroller Kane's report? Seeing none. Is there a motion? Oh, hang on 1 second. Okay. Is there a motion to see miscellaneous business? All right. Is there a motion to open elections for LJR?
So moved.
Motion to open nominations for LJR. Is there a motion to nominate Aiden Trainer to LJR? No, so moved. We're just gonna. Okay. Is there a motion to close nominations? Is there a motion to vote on this election? Okay. All those in favor say aye. All those in favor say nay. All those against, abstaining. I meant not in favor. And then all those abstaining. No. Okay. Congratulations, Aiden Trainer. Appointments. I hereby. Castillo.
Present and voting.
So noted at 6:22 p.m. Appointments. I hereby appoint Senator Dadalos to SBA. Reinstatements. Is there a motion for speeches, questioning, and debate? Hurst.
Motion for 5-minute speeches, 5-minute questioning, 5-minute debate.
There's been a motion for 5-minute speeches, 5-minute questioning, 5-minute debate for reinstatements. Are there any objections? Seeing none. Oh, wait. I'm realizing that I skipped Madison's report. Madison, we're going to get back to your report right after this. I'm so sorry. All right. Elise, you can do there. You can do up here.
Okay, I'll do it from here. Okay, hi everyone. So I'm asking for reinstatement because I've missed, I believe, 2 meetings, and one was because that I went to Cali and I forgot to put in an absent request, and the other is just Zoom issues and voting issues. So I hope to be reinstated.
Do you yield your time?
Yes, I yield my time.
Are there any questions for former Chair Butler? Lacasse.
Do you promise not to let it happen again?
I promise, I pinky promise.
Are there any other questions? Hers?
What technical difficulties do you have? Like, what was the issue?
So first my computer broke. As you can see, I have a big crack in it. And so I have to like fully get it fixed, but it's working now. So I'm doing good right now. And the other is just like voting issues during the beginning.
All right. Are there any questions for former Chair, almost said Dallas, Butler? All right. Is there a motion to go to debate? All right. We are now in debate. Are there any senators wishing to speak in debate? Richmond.
I will be voting in favor. I think former Chair Butler is very good at what they do and they deserve it back. Thank you.
Carter, then Yalaman Chili.
I'll be also voting in favor. When I saw that the FAO chair was vacant, I got scared and I was like, I need former Chair Butler to like run this committee so I can learn fiscal.
Yalaman Chili.
I concur with the previous 2 speakers. Chair Butler is incredibly hardworking. She runs a FAO quite well, and she is valuable as the FAO chair, so I will be voting to reinstate her.
All right, Borges.
May I retain?
You may.
Yeah, we really need her. Please vote yes, because fiscal is already struggling.
All right. With that, we are in line to vote. We are now in voting procedures.
As a reminder, only vote if you are a current sitting senator. Also, make sure that you are using your accurate name so that your vote is counted. Looking at you, Zoom user.
So Nav, don't vote. All right, with a vote count of 41 to 0 to 2, congratulations, Senator Butler. Lacasse? What happened? Okay, so, yeah. Okay.
It wouldn't have changed.
Okay, all right, well. Yeah, okay. All right. Next up, we have former Senator Nadella. You have 5 minutes when you're ready.
All right, can everyone hear me?
Yep.
All right. Hey everyone, my name is Pranav Nadella, and I'm interested in becoming reinstated as the senator for the College of Health Professions and Sciences. Over the last month, I have accumulated some absences from a lack of voting during Senate meetings. I understand that voting is important to representing the needs of our students, but due to certain personal circumstances, I'm not always able to be engaged. I've been in Jacksonville for the past month, and I often don't have access to a computer on Thursdays when we do have Senate. So I have been joining on my phone, and oftentimes I do have, personal responsibilities to attend to. So I'm not always able to vote. Like if I'm driving or dropping my sister off somewhere, I'm not always able to vote. And even when I do am present and I'm trying to vote, the polls have not always popped up for me. I don't know if that's an issue other people have, but the polls aren't always popping up for me. So even when I'm trying to vote, I genuinely can't. Like even with the vote we just did for Senator Butler, I couldn't even see that on my phone right now. So stuff like that. And I do recognize the importance of, voting and being an active proponent of Senate. And I don't want my Senate journey to end here. And I do want to continue working alongside everyone to benefit UCF's community. And I promise to, rectify things moving forward, be a more active proponent. And I really don't think this will be an issue in the fall or spring, as we will be back in person. But yeah, I yield the rest of my time.
All right, we are now in line for questioning. Are there any questions? First,
From this point forward, can you make sure that if you do miss enough that you'll be having a participation excuse that would be necessary, can you please send an absence request to LJR and make sure that you actually are there to explain your case?
Yes, I will do that moving forward.
are there any other questions for the former senator? Seeing none, is there a motion to go to debate? We are now in debate. Are there any senators wishing to speak in debate? Yalman Chili. And then Carter.
So I understand that summer is a different time for a lot of people. A lot of people are in their homes with their families. And yeah, that very well might mean that you don't have access to a computer and that we have online meetings. And the byproduct of having online meetings means that some people have technical difficulties. So I totally understand that. And so I'll be voting to reinstate Senator Nadella because he's a good addition to Senate. He's a valuable contributor, and it would be a shame to let him go because of technical difficulties that have been resulting from the summer session, as well as family obligations. So I'll be voting in favor. Thank you.
All right. Are there any, Carter?
I agree with Chair Yalman. Senator expressed personal issues as well as technical issues, and I don't see a reason why the senator should be removed.
First.
While I understand why people have issues that will cause them to be able to not miss or not be able to make votes or miss meetings, I think it is important that we remember that our jobs here are to vote in favor of things or against things that we believe our constituents would vote or against or for. So even if you're not going to be able to make it, please tell LJR that you cannot make a meeting if that is possible. And if you cannot make meetings for a long period of time, please ask for a blanket excuse. That is what we are there for. That is what LJR is there for, to try and help you with.
All right, Patel.
I also agree. I've been on my phone for a couple of meetings before, and I can personally attest to the difficulties I've had in voting on my cell phone. So that would be a valid excuse. And also in APIA, he's been one of the more vocal members. So I would definitely prefer to keep him in Senate.
Are there any other senators wishing to speak in debate? Sandlin.
I just want to say, as a fellow Jacksonville citizen, I totally get it. I'm sorry you have to go through that. But on a serious note, I think it would be a shame to see someone like Senator Nadella go on such over an issue that can be corrected. So I think we should vote to reinstate him.
All right. Just a reminder that senators can only be reinstated once semesterly, according to our statutes. So try not to, get dismissed as much as possible. I know that can be difficult because of virtual, but we only have 2 more meetings where we're going to have the virtual modality, and then you'll be in person. So just letting you know. But yeah, are there any other senators wishing to speak in debate? With that, I'll take a motion. Hurst?
Vote to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. If you're having issues with voting, let Brody know. with a vote count of 38 to 3-1. Congratulations, Senator Nadella. Chair Borges, I think it's per session. I just read it literally like 2 hours ago, but I just can't remember right now. So I am going to look and clarify at the end of this meeting because I do not want to give out wrong information. All right. Now is there a motion to return to the Attorney General's report? All right. AG Moore.
Hey, Senate. So this week I had 2 opinion requests. I issued the opinion this afternoon. I hope everyone got a chance to read it. And I also did student conduct board training. And that's it. Thanks.
All right. Are there any questions for AG Moore? Hurst.
Can you expand on your opinions for one moment, please?
Sorry, what was the question?
Can you expand on the opinion that you wrote, please?
Extend it.
Expand, like what was it about? Because if someone didn't read it, they may not know.
So pretty much it's about how the chair of the General Senate meeting is supposed to be impartial and neutral. And when they're constantly voting, if they're voting in that 75% margin, they are not acting within Robert's Rules of Order, which is what we should be following within student government. So the speaker or the Senate president would not be included in that rule. And the language also just said plain senator. So that means regular member, but during the general Senate meetings, the Senate speaker or the Senate president is not a regular member. They have presiding authority.
Borges.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you were willing to have further discussion on it, because there's just some parts that like I want to talk through just so I have better understanding.
Yeah, we can do that offline if you want. This is also my first opinion. I stand by my opinion, but also I am new to this process as well. But we can definitely talk about that offline together if you wish.
All right. Are there any other questions for the AG's report? Seeing none, give me 1 second. Yes, so according to Senate rule, this is regarding the dismissals. According to Senate Rule 7.13, let me see. D, a student body senator may only be reinstated once per session. Dismissal after reinstatement will not be eligible for appeal, and that seat shall be immediately considered vacant. So just know that you're supposed to vote as much as possible. I know sometimes we go to the bathroom, sometimes things happen, but once you've been reinstated, you cannot be reinstated again. Your absences do not, they don't restart. They go back to like the absence like that you had before the, let me see. Absences. So should a student body senator be reinstated, their absences will remain in excess, and any further accruals will automatically dismiss the senators. So you can't miss another thing. Unexcused, of course. Hurst.
So as a hypothetical, because I don't really know if this is going to happen, like if someone has 2.5 absences and they are reinstated, they cannot get any more. And we get to the three, that'd be an immediate removal and no more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. You may, yeah.
Just so everybody's absolutely clear, yes, you cannot accrue any more unexcused absences. Now, that does not prevent you from submitting an LGR request and having an absence excused, ideally preemptively, but you know what I mean? So yes, but yeah, any more unexcused absences, any more half absence, and you're dismissed again.
So after that 10-day period of the last absence request possibility, you would get removed after that. Sorry, say that again. So you have 2.5, and if you miss another meeting and then you submit after like 11 days, you would still get dismissed because 10 business days would have already passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Great. All right. Cabinet forum. None. Announcements from the Chief Justice, there's none. Announcements from Supervisor of Elections, it's vacant. Announcements from the Activity and Service Fee Committee Chair, vacant. Announcements from the Senate President. All I have to say is headshots, y'all. Fill this out, please. I'm not begging, but I am begging, and I need you to do this for me, please. So yeah, if you want a nice headshot, I have a nice headshot. The exact headshot I got from Senate is on my LinkedIn. It's a pretty good headshot. So, and we need it for the website. So please fill that out when you can. And that's all from me. Are there any questions for me, Hurst?
Just to reiterate, because even though I can't fill it out because I won't be here in
Mhm.
September, please fill out the form because, winter meets are hard to fill out because people don't do it, but please fill out the form.
Are there any other, let me check the chat. Oh, they said they'll miss you. Akila said she'll miss you.
I'll miss you all
Um,
too. I'm not going to go very far.
All right, let me see. Are there any other questions for myself? Seeing none. Internal Legislative Assistant Report, ILA Pullman.
Hi, everyone. So on Monday, I was finally able to meet with my fellow SGLC coordinators since the assistant justices were confirmed last week. Basically, we just discussed ideas for the fall. I know there's a lot of new senators who aren't familiar. So when we get closer to SGLC, I'll make sure to go into further depth about what it is. If any of the old SGLCers have any suggestions, I'm definitely open. And if anyone has questions in general just about SGLC, please don't hesitate to reach out. And that's all I have.
Are there any questions for ILA Pullman? Seeing none. External Legislative Assistant Report, ELA Richmond.
Okay, so earlier this week, I sent out the emails to the Office of College Deans to begin scheduling the dean meetings for the fall. So we will be making college group chats soon, and I will be sending out a when to meet so we can schedule a mock dean meeting in early fall and a Google form to confirm the date and time that works with everyone. So please fill it out. And remember, dean meetings are required to remain in Senate. And you should go to Jeremiah's today and mention Black women in medicine to support an RSO.
Are there any questions for ELA Richmond? Seeing none. Senate President Pro Tempore Report, Pro Tempore DeMarla.
Hello, I hope everyone's doing well. Sorry, I have a really bad cough, but I have a long list of announcements this week. So we had a meeting with the CECS deans. They're looking to avenues and supporting the CECS RSOs for funding as we have been making budget cuts. But they're not able to determine if they have the money in their budgets until August when the provost sends it to them. But fiscal leadership has been having amazing conversations, looking into changes in funding caps, no matter what their decision is. We also discussed concerns over attendances in Senate Exec today. So remember that you should not be missing more than 2 of your committee meetings to not get dismissed from that committee. And then dismissals from 2 committees can result in an automatic dismissal in Senate. And then kind of what we were talking about earlier, you should be voting at least 75% of the time. And if you can't, please submit an absence request form to LGR. I would hate for you guys to get an absence. So yeah, I also had a student advisory council meeting with Dr. Guzman about Florida Senate Bill 266 to understand how this affects all students, just not student government. I was initially going to share my notes, but I'm looking to inviting either her or Dr. Andrews to come to Senate to talk about it and be able to answer questions directly, because I do know that they have a much more proficient understanding of it than I do. But safe to say they're doing such an amazing job making sure that students are being really supported throughout this entire process. And with the addition of this bill, the exact definitions of this bill that the Board of Governors has determined has not been sent out yet, but it is in effect. And then I also had an amazing meeting with Chair Hurst to discuss possible avenues of advocacy other than proclamations or resolutions. So we're coming up with some other ways to make sure that the advocacy that we participate in is not just performative. And then also my last announcement, as we wrap up the semester, I'll be following up with committees to just make sure that the pro temp's office is doing a good job in supporting y'all. And just like any feedback you have for me specifically, and how I can help you guys in achieving your Senate goals.
All right, are there any questions, Temple?
Yeah, I'm currently trying to link a legislative brief that the GAP committee had worked out from last session to provide a brief overview of what 266 does for those who don't know. For those who do know, yeah, it's a pretty extensive bill to say the least. But if you do have any questions before Dr. Guzman does come in about 266, I would encourage you all to read through this brief in order to get at least a decent understanding of it before Dr. Guzman and anybody else comes in to fill in those holes.
Yeah, and feel free to ask me any questions too. I'll definitely do my best to answer them. But I might have to defer if it's something that it's super in depth that I don't know about.
Are there any other questions for Pro Tempore Marla? Seeing none. Where are we? Deputy Pro Tempore of Legislative Affairs report, none. Deputy Pro Tempore of Senate Relations report, none. Caucus reports, APIA caucus, none. Black caucus, Chair Dadalos.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry for my voice. I don't even have an explanation of what happened. I hope your day is going very well. And if not, there's still more time to make it amazing. Just my weekly reminder to drink at least 8 cups of water a day and eat at least 2 meals a day with ample amounts of fruits and veggies. Just another reminder of the Black Book Drive that NPHC is having. Some of these books that they're trying to distribute will donate are books that I've read myself and would love for other children to have the opportunity to read them. My goodness. I also don't mind, again, going half seas if you need me to. It just gets pretty aggressively worse. We will be meeting next week, Tuesday at 5. So if you're in the caucus, please be prepared. If you're not, I would love for you guys to join us. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I would love for you guys to join us. We are in the middle of planning an event, and I would love an outsider's perspective just to ask any more questions to see if there are any more details that we need to address. And lastly, I'm also currently working on the Black Business Month proclamation. And for some odd reason, I still can't type anymore. It's saying I don't have access to the agenda to type. But the last thing I wanted to say was we got our first vendor for the showcase. So the ball is rolling, y'all. We got it. We got it.
You know, and oh my gosh, if you need me to read your announcements and you're not feeling well, please let me know. I don't want you to struggle, please. Wait, I'm writing that down for you right now.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, Dallas, I wanted to let you know that I heard back from both mayor's offices. So they're gonna come back about their availability for it.
Thank you so much.
Invitation. Okay. All right. Disability caucus, none. Line Hispanic Caucus Chair, DeKara.
Hi, happy to be the new chair. Can't wait to get the caucus back on track after the month-long absence. I'll be putting out a when to meet. I actually just did it before meeting started in the caucus channel. The next meeting will consist of vice chair elections and catching up with merge, the pamphlet, etc. Additionally, I would like to welcome the academic coordinator, Lucy Blanco, and Associate Justice Daniel Rivera to the caucus. Can't wait to see what this session has in store.
Awesome. Let's see. Do I have to? Oh, Brody's not here. I'll ask him later. Okay, that's cool that we have people outside of Senate and caucuses. That's amazing. First.
Excited for you to be chair. Please let me know if you need any help as SBA. Just let us know if you need any help.
I think I don't know how we formally add them, but I'm gonna have to look in statutes, but we have to formally add them. Huh? Uh-huh. Mhm. I don't remember if someone from the previous session can remind me, did we have to vote Jade in when she was DNI into the caucuses? Do you remember, Elise? No? I don't remember, but I hope we don't have to do a process, but I'm gonna look into it, Aiden. Are there any questions for Latin Hispanic Caucus? All right, seeing none. LGBTQ plus caucus, Chair Carter.
Hey everyone, we're planning a workshop at the moment and a date has been set for it in September. During Orlando Pride. That's all I have so far because we're currently waiting on some responses. And our next meeting is next Friday at 11 a.m.
All right, are there any questions for Chair Carter? Seeing none, Women's Caucus, Chair Bishop.
Hey y'all, my only meeting or my only announcement is that we are meeting this Monday. So, come pop out. It'll be at 5. So, yay.
Are there any questions for Chair Bishop? Seeing none, unfinished business, none. FAO committee caucus time, I'll give y'all, it's 6:50. 20 minutes will suffice. Carter? Ooh. Carter, do you think 20 minutes will suffice for caucus time?
Yeah,
You need to
maybe
go.
25, like just in case, but it won't be longer.
All right. I hereby recess this meeting at 6:49 p.m. and to return at 7:10 p.m. I think that's what it is. All right. Everyone that is not in FAO, sorry, please. Oh, everyone in FAO join the breakout, not bakeout, breakout room. Thank you. Okay, is it good now? Okay, sorry, I said that this meeting's reconvened at 8:01 PM in fiscal committee reports, CRT Chair Samilo.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, kind of taken aback. But hello. So in committee on 710 for new business, we had allocations 55040, 55041, which were both approved. And we also approved fiscal bill 5504. So with that being said, we had 2 allocations and 1 fiscal bill, 0 postponed allocations, 0 PPI'd, and 0 denied. Also, I want to thank my committee for helping me write the minutes while Vice Chair Kringle was gone. And also wanted to say welcome back to my Vice Chair Kringle for everything that he went and endured during his military extravaganza. That's me word vomiting. So yeah.
All right, are there any questions for Chair Samilo? Seeing none, FAO Committee, Vice Chair Carter.
Okay. So we went over allocation 5439 and approved fiscal leader's recommendation of funding the speaker from the last session using FAO funds without it coming from the RSO's total funds for the fiscal year. And then in caucus today, we approved 5506 and suspended Appendix B, Chapter 822 or 826. I'm not exactly sure on whether I know that we suspended a chapter, and then we objected 5505. And then also thank you guys for giving me grace during the meeting. It was like my very first time doing that. And thank you to also Chair Borges for like helping me out a lot with the fiscal questions.
All righty. Are there any questions for Vice Chair Carter? Seeing none, ORS Committee, Chair Borges.
Yeah, so first, congrats to Carter. It was amazing. 10 out of 10. You did great. ORS was it's kind of going to be a mess. As you guys know, the fiscal year ended. We have nearly 100 pieces of business to see now. So our reports are going to be pretty long for a while. We started off with a 19-page agenda, and that's starting off, not even with any words from our discussion. I don't even know how many we ended with. For the important ones, we sanctioned a new business post-funding reviews, CRT 5477 at 30% with vote count 60-1, and CRT 54-100, 10%, 40-2. We're also looking into a possible, I don't really know how to word this exactly, but people dishonestly submitting forms to ORS, and we'll keep Senate updated on what we find about that.
All right, are there any questions for Chair Borges? Seeing none, fiscal legislation, notice of legislation on first reading, none, notice of legislation on third reading, none, notice of legislation on second reading. I'll take a motion. Hurst.
Motion for 5-minute speeches, 10-minute questioning, 10-minute debate.
There's been a motion for 5-minute speeches, 10-minute questioning, 10-minute debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none. Bills, fiscal bill 5504, funding for 10 members of the future leaders of lodging industry to travel to the Las Vegas site visit week in Las Vegas, Nevada from October 15th, 2023 to October 21st, 2023. Introduced by D-Leg Morset. You have 5 minutes when you're ready, D-Leg.
I believe the RSO was here, so I yield to the RSO.
Okay, the RSO, you have 5 minutes when you're ready.
All right, thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. Is everyone able to hear me first off and foremost?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I just wanted to make sure. So hi, everyone. My name is Abigail McKenna. I am the president and founder of the Future Leaders of the Lodging Industry. And we are going to be traveling to Las Vegas, Nevada from October 15th to the 21st of this year. So if you want to go to the next slide. This is just to introduce a little bit about me and my background just very quickly. I I am the president and founder of Future Leaders of the Lodging Industry. We are an organization that aims to focus and get students into industry positions through site visits, guest speakers, and social outings within the lodging industry. So we've gone on multiple site visits to Four Seasons, Drury, many other industries such as that. And we are hoping to go to Las Vegas this fall so that we are able to get more students exposed to the careers of hotels in Las Vegas, as they're vastly different from careers here and different opportunities here, as Las Vegas is such a lodging giant. So yeah, this information right here. So we are visiting from those dates. We're going to be touring and speaking with our industry leaders from Caesar's Palace, Venetian, Bellagio, Wynn, and all of those resorts that you see listed there. IMEX is going to be a conference that we are attending for, it's an events and conventions conference. We're going to be attending that for 3 days. We're also going to be a part of the student forum for that. So we're able to connect with industry professionals and present on the changes in the hotel industry within Orlando. We'll also be touring University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and attending their homecoming festival, as well as touring the new Allegiant Stadium and a variety of shows and dinners that many of these hotels are going to be put on for us. So that's kind of the agenda. And then if we want to go on to that next slide. So as far as the benefits go, while we're getting there, so the students in university, obviously to the students, it's a very good benefit to go to Las Vegas. So we are able to kind of get that exposure to Las Vegas's operations and how they differ from an Orlando operation, as we're very touristy and family oriented. Las Vegas caters to a very different subset of people. And so it's really important that our students to gain an understanding of hospitality, get that exposure through there. Also, they'll be gaining those networking connections to top industry professionals in Las Vegas. And as far as the university is concerned, we'll gain further connections with UNLV, which is another hotel focused school. And then university will gain further connections to build those relationships within Las Vegas professionals. So those will be the benefits, obviously, to the students and then the university. And as far as the cost breakdown and pricing goes, we are going to be staying at the Luxor Hotel and Casino. Again, these pricing is going to be for 10 students, including myself, and not including the advisor for the club who is also going to be going. So these 10 students are going to be staying in 3 rooms total, 4 students in 1 room, 3, and then 3 as well. So that would make up your total of 10. We're staying at the Luxor Hotel and Casino, which is going to be roughly about either $184 a night for those who are staying in the 3-person per night room, and then the $219 a night for the 4 people per hotel room. And obviously, I do understand that does exceed the $200 budget cap for the rooms, which the justification would be that on those Friday nights, there is a large event going on in Las Vegas in which the hotel room rates are well above $400. So that would be the justification for that. There is no hotel in the Las Vegas Strip that would be able to have a price rate per night average under the $200. So we went with Luxor Hotel because that was one of the most budget-friendly hotel options that we had. Obviously, that would be the price breakdown with a total of $4,704 for the hotel information. And then I'm good to go to the flights. We're going with Frontier. We're flying out, obviously, on the flights that you see listed above. Per student, it would be $323.96. Obviously, per 10 students, that would be that final total price for the flights. Again, we went with Frontier as it was one of the most budget-friendly options for flights so that we were able to save and cut some costs for students. And I'm ready for that next one. Obviously, here's that total pricing breakdown. So the total price of this trip for flights and hotels was going to be $7,944.55. Dividing that by 2, as I know that student government is able to fund up to 50% of that, that would be that $3,972.28. That would be the funding that we request, which then would allow our students to pay just under $400 per person for this trip, which is the goal. We wanted to make sure it was under $400 per student so that our students were able to go ahead and keep it as an economical option for them. So for a full week in Vegas, hopefully we're able to keep the students at about $400 a person. And then does anyone have any questions? And then just to kind of answer some of the questions I know might be asked, we do have 2 fiscally trained officers for this upcoming fiscal year, as well as the previous fiscal year. And I know that was probably the biggest one. And I'm also a hospitality management major. So yeah.
We are now in line for questioning. Are there any questions? We'll go Temple Hearst.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening.
First, a few questions, if I may, Madam Speaker.
You may.
So my first question regards your roster. Do you have that set in stone?
No, we do not. So applications are going to be opening August 1st. That does close September 6th. And then by September 6th, we'll go ahead and have that form ready to give you all of the names for that, which would be well a month in advance of our travel. So we don't have the names of the students yet as applications haven't been conducted. However, that will be provided at least a full month in advance of the travel.
All right, and my second question then kind of branches off of that. Are you aware of the prorating process?
I'm sorry, the prorating process?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
I have not been in
If I may, Madam Speaker.
Okay.
So the prorating process is basically that if, for example, you do have those 10 individuals all listed out, ready to go, but for some reason someone drops, that means you won't. That means that the amount of money that's allocated to that individual in particular gets deducted from your total amount. So that, yeah. So I would. So should this bill pass on second and third reading, and should you get the funds, I do highly encourage that you have backups just in case, in the event that somebody isn't able to attend this for any sort of reason. That way you won't have to.
Understood. Yeah, I'll make sure that that is listed, and I do understand that process now.
Awesome. And my final question is, are you aware of the post-funding procedures that you are required to fulfill following the procurement of your funds?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. If you could just give a quick run over, I know we're very short on time, but can you at least give me one of the steps that you are required to fulfill after?
Yeah, so just within, I believe it's 5 or 10 days, I'm going to do it within 5 days at least. That 5-day process is going to be us providing all of that funding. So you guys just showing you all of the receipts and all of the different trademarks so that we are able to show what we have charged so that we are able to kind of cover all of our bases with you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then look at
Similar to Senator Temple's question, do you have 10 members that would want to do this, or are you certain that out of your 16, you would have 10 that would want to go on this trip?
So we do have 16 dues paying members as of last semester. We do have over 65 members who are on our email list right now. But as far as dues paying members that came on an average of each meeting, yes, we only had 16. I've already gotten 12 inquiries about this so far. And we're only able to take 6 students, as my full board of 4 is already going to be attending. So we're only able to take 6 additional applications. And I've already received 12 inquiries about people wanting to go on the trip, and it hasn't been announced yet. So yes, I do foresee this being a very large process where we have to be able to have many backups and do definitely a thorough interview process.
Follow up if I may.
You may.
Out of your 4 officers, are you sure that all of them will want to take part in this and have the funding to take part in this particular travel?
Yes, we've all confirmed with all of our officers that the dates are free and that we are able to go ahead and fund each individual part.
Thank you.
Lacasse, then Borges.
Yeah, this is just clarification, maybe just for myself, because I might have just missed it. 'Cause I heard you clarify why the cost of the hotel was what it was, but I wasn't sure if there was clarification on why that specific hotel.
Yeah, so Luxor Hotel is going to be one of the more budget-friendly hotels that is on this strip. It is also right next to Mandalay Bay. Mandalay Bay is going to be the hotel that our IMEX convention is going to be at. So this way we're able to not have to provide a transportation cost, which would add additional costs for student government and ourselves to go ahead and fund if it was like a chartered transportation as far as that was concerned. So we wanted to stay away from that and stay close to where we would be attending the conferences. So that was why we picked Luxor, because it was the most budget-friendly hotel on that section of the strip that we were able to attend. And it was also one of the more budget-friendly hotels that was actually considered safer than some of the others. As I know, I've personally been to Vegas, almost went there for schooling. So I know the strip very well. And I know that Luxor is one of the safer sides of the cheap hotels. So that was why we were able to stick with that one.
Borges?
I have a question, but I also can't see the bill. So if someone could work on that while I ask it. But the question, thank you for coming. I'm a Rosen senator, so I represent you. Good to see Rosen people. I was wondering if you talked to the Casino Resort Club, as they have went on a similar trip, and if you got any advice from them.
Yeah, of course. So Casino Resort Club actually was the leaders on this trip for years past. Brendan, who is the president of Casino Resort Club, is actually doing an internship in Japan as of right now. He was my POMP mentor, Tyler, as I'm sure you are familiar with that program. And so I had spoken with him about this trip last year. And as of this year, how it came up is I just actually emailed him and then one of my advisors, Professor Wiki, who I had said, hey, I'd like to get my student club interested in this to see if we can maybe partake and like help out with it. And she said, oh, that's convenient. He's actually in Japan. He can't do it. So now it's your whole thing. So now it's all fallen on me. And so I'm just kind of taking it as I can and doing as best as I can with it. So yes, Casino Resort Club, we're also going with 6 students from FSU who are going to be doing their separate funding. So it doesn't really have anything to do with us, but I am for FLLI, I'm responsible for FLLI Casino Resort Club, along with any additional Rosen students who are interested in coming. So not only am I pulling from a pool of FLLI students, I'm pulling from Casino Resort Club as well as just Rosen in general.
Are there any more questions for the RSO? There's about 4 minutes remaining in questioning. If not, I'll take a motion. Hurst.
Go to debate.
Excuse me. There's been a motion to go to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now there. Are there any senators wishing to speak in debate? I'll take at least one. Hurst.
This is a good opportunity for this RSO to learn more about this. I think it's a good idea. And they seem to have all their ducks in a row. I'm voting in favor.
All right. Pro Tempore DeMarla.
I'll also be voting in favor. I feel like that everything's laid out in the bill well. I just want to make sure, because I see that some people don't have access to the bill. I do, so I just want to make sure that we move to vote once everyone's able to see the bill.
Morissette.
Yeah, I saw this individual committee. Seems like she has everything laid out, everything planned already. Everything could go wrong, everything could go right. So I'll be voting in favor.
Okay. Borges says that he can see it now. Are the people that don't, other people that do not have access to it, can you see it? I'm gonna take that as a yes. I will take a motion. No, you cannot? Okay, never mind. I won't take a motion. I would advise that you refresh your teams.
I also put in the chat if you're not able to access it in the document.
Lacasse, can you see it? Borges?
I guess this is a question for anyone. Does the lodging not add up for you guys as well?
What do you mean? Is the
Like
math
the
wrong?
cost?
Give me a calculator. Ooh, yeah. Shit. Sorry. 4,120 instead of 5,521.14. Are you including tax in the number?
We're tax exempt.
Okay, then never mind. My mistake.
I'm sorry. Yes, the hotel, that price right there, that is pictured, that price includes the resort fees and taxes, which include the additional person fee. So the additional person is of anyone above the 2 people per room. So each room has 1 additional person, and then the one that is going to be that higher cost, that's going to be the one that has 2 additional people. Those are what the taxes are for. And then we did rerun the numbers right before my CRT meeting. So if any numbers need to be refreshed, I can go ahead and recite those for everyone. But that might have just been an error on our part through CRT, but I do apologize.
If I may.
You may.
Can you refresh those numbers for us? Because I want to make sure that we're not messing something up.
Borges?
I also want to clarify that since the travel is to a different state, we can include taxes on the bill.
Samilo.
During CRT, we did put the numbers in that were from the PowerPoint. They were most likely not changed yet on the bill because it's something that we have to talk about through Senate. So we just need to change the cost. So whatever was sent was what was sent through the Night Connect, and the prices have changed since. So that's why if you're looking at the documents in the Night Connect submission, aka the shared like documents, they're going to vary from her PowerPoint.
Borges.
Sorry, I did not mean to keep it up, but I guess I'll just kind of respond to Samilo. I think what I meant is the calculation in the actual bill itself right now is incorrect.
I'm not seeing access to it right now, but whatever numbers can be clarified, I'm happy to. I just don't know in what reference you're regarding. I apologize.
Morissette.
Yeah, so I just checked. The number that's on the bill was the number that was on Night Connect. So kind of regarding what Samilo said, that number probably wasn't revised after she presented in CRT. So I believe the number that she has on the presentation right now is kind of her most up-to-date information, so that can be adjusted.
Borges.
I was just wondering if someone was going to adjust it or if you guys were waiting for me to adjust it. I don't.
Morissette.
Oh, I'm just responding to Borges. I'm doing it now. I'm just running the numbers.
I'll see that as a technical just because they're just tweaking the numbers. Is there anything else before we proceed to, is it debate? Nope. We did that already? Okay, voting then. Nothing? Okay, I'll take a motion then. Hurst?
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures.
I'm gonna wait just a half a second to open the poll so that
Okay.
the numbers are finalized. Just so everybody's looking at the same thing before you actually take the vote.
Okay, just wait a second, take a look at the document. they're continuing to edit just a little bit before they vote, before you're allowed to vote.
Just in case you weren't sure, they're just like continuing to correct the numbers, because when you add one, then the math changes down the road.
All right, just a quick question so we can go ahead and vote. When I divided it by 2, it gave me for the cents 2.275. And I was just like, just to make sure I don't do the numbers wrong, do I just round that up to 0.28 for the cents?
You'll round theirs to 28 and ours to 27. Because ours is more than 50%. So that's how it has to work.
All right, with a vote count of 34 to 0 to 5, Fiscal Bill 5504 passes on second reading. Thank you to the RSO for coming. We really appreciate that. Next up, we have Fiscal Bill 5505, funding for UCF Hillel to host the high holidays at UCF Hillel on September 15th, 2023. Deeser Matal. Unless the RSO is here to speak. Yes, okay. With your mic, you're just gonna press the button at the bottom and it'll turn on once it's red. Yep, you're good. You have 5 minutes when you're ready.
Okay. Hello. So I'm here on behalf of UCF Hillel. We are requesting funding regarding the Jewish high holidays, meals and observances. This is over a period of September 15th to October 6th, 2023. This is because there are 3 holidays in this 3-week span. And it's the Jewish holiday season. So we're requesting funding for that. But the funding is going to be put towards next. Okay. So what each holiday is, so Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year. So it celebrates the beginning of New Year in the Jewish calendar. The next holiday is Yom Kippur, which is going to be on September 24th through 25th. That is the Jewish Day of Atonement. And then the holiday of Sukkot from September 29th to October 6th is the Thanksgiving festival. It's the festival of the harvest, and that it's a celebration of the harvest season. And so part of that is going to be for Sukkot is going to be the sukkah, which is a 3-walled temporary building, which you will see later in the cost breakdown. On the next slide, you will see you'll see that we have a lot of outreach in the community. We have 2,000 followers on Instagram and then 3,500 on Facebook. We also have a 200-person active WhatsApp, and we also have parent Facebooks. We have and alumni community members that we reach out to. We are open to the entire community, and all people are welcome, regardless of whether they're Jewish or not, for these holidays and for all events in general. And we often have a decent amount of people from the outside community also come in for these services. And the picture at the bottom you'll see is what our schedule will typically look like and how we'll normally send it out in a clear and concise manner, so like people are easily able to tell what events are when. We fundraise over about $1 million a year, so mainly over, and this is so that way we can provide students events free of cost. So that way they do not have to worry about paying, especially for holidays such as this. So that people can just celebrate the holiday and not have to worry. To the cost breakdown, there is a mistake for the total cost. It's supposed to be 31,940 or 86. Sorry. This is because partially because the sukkah has the wrong value. It was valuated 7,000 in the bill, as well as when I filled out this PowerPoint, I added the numbers wrong incorrectly. But when you add up the cost, it will be the same as it's on the bill. So the first time that we have is a rabbi, which is a religious teacher, with the point of helping to guide people no matter what their religious observance is and help them celebrate the holiday. We have table linens and serving utensils, so that people, because due to the laws of kashrut and dietary restrictions, we are unable to reuse any materials, any serving materials, and so we have to get new ones each time. The reason why that is not included with food is because they can sometimes double the cost of what we can get it at in the store, and so we have it separate. We also have waitstaff and food. The reason why food is again so expensive is because that's to adhere to all dietary restrictions. So the most observant are able to eat the food at the events. And then the sukkah, as I mentioned earlier, it's a 3-wall temporary structure that adheres to specifications that are found in the Torah, which is the Jewish Bible. And so this is around 7,000 because it is a large, it has to be large to fit, I believe it's for 75 people. And it is used so students can eat and spend time in it because that is an obligation they're supposed to fulfill. And then the last thing on our list is receptionists. That way, these are staff members that we work with are also Jewish, and while they typically do check-in, we want to make sure that they are all able to also celebrate the holidays.
You have 30 seconds left.
I yield the rest of my time.
All right. We're now in period of questioning. Hurst.
Looking at the cost breakdown for the rabbi or the rabbinic student, is there a specific person you're looking for to have as your rabbi? Is that why there's flight cost involved?
So we normally get a JTS student, which is a Jewish Theological Seminary. It's a conservative. So the middle, it's the middle group of the range of observance, so it can apply to the most amount of people. And they are normally based in New York, so that's why the flight costs are there.
Second question for me.
You may.
Looking at your wait staff, is there a reason that you can't have someone self-serving?
So the reason why we have wait staff is that way it can be more relaxed for people and people can relax and enjoy the holiday. That way, because otherwise, if we didn't have wait staff, our normal staff would have to be spending the time serving people. And the idea is that way they can also celebrate the holiday as well, since these are the most important holidays in the Jewish year.
Thank you.
Temple.
A question to Chair Borges.
You may.
So Chair Borges, in the FAO minutes, you stated that the bill is, if the event is held on the 15th of September, does this put the bill out of timeline?
Yeah, so I didn't have access to the bill at the time. I couldn't see it, and I asked, and I thought I heard 1-3 instead of 1-5. And so if it was the 13th, it'd be out of timeline. Technically, with the 15th, it's 1 day in timeline. And then, of course, in debate, I'm sure we'll talk more about the other issues we found in FAO.
All right. So a follow-up to Chair Borges then.
You may. Please.
So I'm aware. Yeah, my apologies. I'll make this quick. So actually, never mind. I will yield back.
Borges.
Yeah, so kind of to follow up from FAO, have you looked into the financial training and have you at least started it or told another officer that you have to do it very, very soon?
So yes, in between the time that I was in the FAO meeting and this meeting now, I've reviewed the financial training. I'm going to work as soon or tomorrow. I'm going to get financially certified, as well as I'm going to be talking to at least 2 members of the board, asking them to also get financially certified. So about half our board is completely financially certified. We had 2 members last year, and so this year, hopefully, we're going to go up to 3.
Borges.
can I ask a question to Brody and then one to the RSO rep?
You may.
Brody, I'm not sure if you know the answer, but when it comes to us approving fiscal bills on third readings, this will have to be seen on both. Do they have to be financially trained before we do that because it's required by statutes, or can we do it pending? Does pending make it technically a later date of approval?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, you know what, let me come back to that. I'll let you kind of finish the process on second reading, and then if we're going to see it on third reading, I'll have an answer for you by then, if you don't mind.
Okay, I'll ask my question to the RSO rep then. So that question would be, are any of the people you are paying, the actual, like the staff or the rabbi, are any of them UCF students or family members?
To the best of my knowledge, no, the wait staff is an outside source that has experience with the dietary, with the kosher dietary restrictions to make sure that we adhere to all laws and people can feel comfortable like with the food to make sure that even the most observant are able to eat the food. And then the rabbi, as I said, is from New York City, so we're not, so they shouldn't have any relation to any students.
Are there any more questions for the RSO? Borges.
So kind of same with the FAO question I asked you before, have you been able to look into the post-funding process and are you able to explain it to me?
So I did look into the post-funding process. So there's the post-funding form, as well as with the allocation, we need to prove that we did 95% from the RSO. It's 80% of the Senate working fund, and then it's at least 50% of the amount that the Senate allocated. And then you're also going to want to make sure with the accounts that all of that is good. And then I was literally reading this as there was a second half, but I wasn't able to read it before I did present. So I know I'm missing something.
Are there any other questions for the RSO? If not, I'll take a motion. Kringle.
Motion to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now there. Hurst. I will also see the marks on the document as a technical. Hurst.
For all of the cost breakdown, I appreciate how specific they have been and why they are choosing people that they have for wait staff as well as the rabbi. I didn't understand what a sukkah was. I had to look that up. It's very interesting. I didn't know what that was in the beginning. So I'm glad I understand now that it's 75 people under a tent. That's why it's $7,000. I thought it was a tent. And I'm like, why is this so expensive? So I'm glad that I understand that now. I see no reason not to vote for this. I think it is important for us to recognize our Jewish students and let them allow them to recognize their holidays in the best way they can. We're voting in favor.
All right, there's been a motion. I mean, not a motion, sorry. Wait, I haven't done this yet. Is there a motion for a non-committee member to speak for the duration of the meeting? Okay, Brody, you have your hand up.
Really quickly, just to answer Tyler's question. From my understanding, from a brief review of Title VIII, I think you only need to be financially trained authorized officer to receive funding. So as long as they're trained by the time they get funding, which I think it's reasonable for like you all FAO or us to like check in and make sure that's happened, you know, within the next like week or whatever. But technically, I think they only have to be trained to receive the funding. So as long as they have it by the event or by the time any funds are dispersed, I think you're okay. Feel free to call me if that is not correct though.
If there's no other debate, then I'll take a motion. Hamid.
Motion to move to vote.
Tyler, is that?
I object. Yeah.
What is your debate?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I just want to bring up some of the concerns we had in FAO and also fix the bill. I guess I'll move, if you can see my amendment as a technical, because they have a 25% sanction. I put that in the whereas clause if you want to see it as a technical.
I'll see it.
From there, we need to adjust all the numbers. Well, not all the numbers, but a lot of the numbers. I can try to go ahead and do that, but this bill is, I can't really read it very well. It's kind of I don't really know how to, it's kind of all over the place. If someone else can do that for me, please, because my brain does not want to comprehend it.
Tyler, real quick, just correct me if I'm wrong. Is it 25% off of the 15 number? I always mess this up.
So yeah, so it's not it's 15,993 from the Senate contribution. So whatever we take off from the Senate contribution, we then add to the total UCF Hello contribution.
Okay, I got you.
Have the numbers been adjusted accordingly? Okay. DeMarla?
Yeah, I don't know if this is something I missed. I might have. Um, did we have to suspend any of the suspend any of the appendix B to make sure that we can give them utensils, like or fund them for utensils?
Elise?
This FAO didn't approve this, so we didn't suspend it, anything.
Morset?
Yeah, when I saw this bill, I remember contacting Akila and asking her, and I do remember contacting Elise saying, because Akila said it would basically be up to FAO's discretion. I don't know, since Elise said, since the bill was denied in first reading, I don't know if technically that wouldn't be approved.
Borges?
I'll just read Appendix B out. Chapter 826, General Limitations, 826.4. The Senate Working Fund shall not fund Section L, cutlery, napkins, cups, and other catering accessories purchased separately from a primary caterer/vendor.
Hurst?
To the RSO, is there a reason that we're going to be asking for utensils outside of what we'd already providing for you?
Yeah, the reason why is because catering and especially the food place where we would normally order it from can typically double the price or more for the utensils. And so it would be a lot cheaper just to go and get it from its own as opposed to buying it through the food. If we were, we could, but we would have to readjust the price. It would probably go up significantly.
DeMarla?
Yeah, could I ask anyone from FAO why it was denied the first time?
Carter?
Oh, I was going to say, I believe it was because of the two sanctions that Borges gave us the advice of making an allocation instead to the RSO. So it was, I believe, denied based off of that as well, just based off the sanctions. But I think Borges could give more of a thorough explanation.
I want to make sure it's okay with Speaker Holmes first because the explanation relates very heavily to what could be debate. So I don't know if you want me to just wait to answer that. We're in debate, but I just don't want, I want to know if I can basically debate as an answer. because I'm not just answering it because the answer is debate. So I want to make sure like I can debate.
Well, I mean, if we are in a period of time of debate, then you can answer the question as debate.
Okay. So basically there was a few things. First, the misunderstanding of the date is what really got me. Because initially I thought it was 1/3/13, not 1/5/15. So it'd be out of timeline if it was the earlier date, but it's technically 1 day in timeline now. But knowing that it's in timeline, considering the 25% sanction, considering the lack of knowledge coming into the meeting, considering having utensils still in here and having just, to my understanding, a general lack of knowledge about, I guess, post funding before arriving to the meeting. I'm really concerned, and I was concerned in FAO about this bill turning into another sanction for the RSO. I'm worried that they might not follow through on our procedures. I think they might need more time to learn our procedures, to talk to us about it. I really don't think their event, if they're really relying on this, could be possible under an allocation. Like they'd get money, of course, but it's not nearly as much as I think the 11,000 that we're able to give them after the sanction. So I guess keep that in mind. Yeah.
Is there a motion to extend debate by 5 minutes?
So moved.
Pro tempore?
Yeah, I'd like to hear other people's debate on this. If we are gonna if you guys are in favor of passing this bill, if you guys are also in favor of suspending it for them to use utensils, since it is like for religious purposes. But I definitely want to hear other people's opinions before we suspend anything or anything like that.
Temple?
First off, just a quick point of information. We only, if I'm not mistaken, we only have 10 minutes until we are forced to adjourn because of the union's closing. I'm not sure if that still holds up, but in any case, I'm leaning towards supporting this bill because it is still technically in timeline, but that means we would have to pass it tonight, and we don't have much time left. But if we are to pass it, we'll have to suspend statute. I'm not sure if that's entirely possible. I might want to defer that to Tyler to see if that's what we need to do in order to get this thing passed.
Borges?
I guess to my understanding, I don't know if this would be a reasonable emergency that Senate exec could see, but I guess if Senate exec could somehow see it on third reading tomorrow, it'd still be in timeline. But we'd have to see it tonight to have it be in timeline, all 3 readings. So.
Pro tempore?
So Tyler, we can see it in Senate exec next week. Is that what you said?
No, it'd have to be seen tomorrow, and it'd have to be seen as an emergency, quote unquote, which usually, like we've used that kind of loosely. I'm sure Brody probably has an explanation if you guys want more of one. But if Senate can't meet, Senate exec can sometimes meet for timeline stuff, and we have in the past.
Wouldn't that have to be 24 hours in advance as well? Notified 24 hours in advance. So that would not be possible technically. Pro tempore?
Yeah, I was gonna say we have to make our decision in like the next minute. It's gonna be very difficult. So I actually don't know.
We have 3 minutes left in debate. No, about almost 2 minutes. Pro tempore?
I'm just gonna say probably due to our lack of timeline, we don't have time to figure out if we want to suspend the bill, suspend Appendix B. And if we don't suspend it, then we have to take out utensils, and I just don't think we have time for that. I mean, we could really quickly, but it'd be really difficult.
What will it be, Senate? Borges?
To my understanding, we still have reinstatements we have to see. So I believe that I would be moving to vote on this.
After 9. Lacasse.
Motion to move to voting.
There's been a motion to move to voting procedures. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now there. With a vote count of 22 to 12 to 9, it does pass. Okay. Y'all clapping a little too hard for me. I'm hungry too. I'm hungry too. All right, all right. Decorum. So pro tempore.
Wait, don't we have to submit this agenda again for it to see it on third reading? It's for it to be in the timeline?
Approval of the agenda, and then, you know, if we want to see it on third reading, but we also do have 7 minutes left. Temple.
What else do we need to see in order to, I believe Chair Borges said we need to see reinstatements as well?
So we will not be seeing any more reinstatements, and we are not seeing confirmations tonight either.
Would the chair be favorable then to seeing this bill in third reading?
I'm gonna leave it up to Senate. We only,
Well, sorry.
I'm sorry, Temple, for the ambiguity.
I might as well take the shot. Move to return to the approval of the agenda.
There's been a motion to move to the approval of the agenda. Are there any objections? First, is that an objection?
Yes.
You withdraw?
I withdraw.
First, do you have something to say?
Motion to adjourn pending final roll call.
There's been a motion to adjourn pending final roll call. Are there any objections? Elise? Do you withdraw? Hurst, do you withdraw? Elise?
Can we, I don't know how to say it, but can we move to appointments real quick? So I'm able to run for FAO chair next meeting?
There's been a motion to move to miscellaneous business. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now there. I actually have to appoint other people as well. So I hereby appoint Senator Humayon to GAP, and I appoint Senator elections. Is there a motion to open elections for, is there a motion to open nominations for FAO?
So moved.
So moved.
To nominate Senator Butler to, oh my God. Is there a motion to,
So moved.
is there a motion to vote?
Yeah, moved.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those against?
Aye.
All those abstaining? Congratulations, Senator Butler. Advisors, is there a motion to go to advisors report?
So moved.
Brody.
Will be super, no worries. I just want to casually remind you, in regards to the bills, you do have the ability to overturn the timeline as long as somebody from the fiscal leadership or whoever has communicated with the business office and gotten their, basically gotten their okay that they'll be able to work within the timeline. So you still have that route available to you next week. Beyond that, I do need to talk to you about the emails. I mentioned this last week that everybody has new emails and that's causing access issues, and I'm sorry for that. Teams did allow me to add every one of you to the team and the channels with your new email, your new account. So as of right now, all of you are in the team twice. So what I would like you to do is over the course of the next week, try to log into your new email, your NID@UCF email, see if you can access the Teams via that account. And as long as I don't hear that that doesn't work for anybody, then I'm going to remove all of your Knights email accounts and we'll just go forward, and that will be exciting. If some folks don't have access yet to that new email, if for whatever reason it doesn't work, then we'll just carry on the way we are for a little bit longer. But I'm hopeful that that is going to be nice. Yes. Okay, that is it from me.
Okay, should I make my announcements? Can you all hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I got a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you, Brody. Put your senator shout outs in the chat under Brody's announcement part. And if you want a one-on-one with me, email me, Aunt Maddie.
Hi. Oh yeah, definitely do the headshots because I want to make the website look really cool and awesome and professional. And if you don't do the pictures, then I'm gonna find something really embarrassing from when you're a child and put it on the website. Here's the cat. We did a lot of fiscal today, so he's doing fiscal with us. Goodbye.
Are there any questions for the advisors, Carter?
With the new emails, I know that there's like some chats, like I know there's a fiscal leadership chat. Will that also be transferred over with our new emails?
Yeah,
Or
we'll
will we make a new one?
it'll be a little bit rocky in the meantime, but we'll go from there.
Are there any other questions for the advisors? All right, before I take a motion, I just do want to say the reason why we did have excess business is because FAO did not reach quorum this week. Please show up to your committee meetings. It's very important. I had to unfortunately notify our confirmees who politely sat through our meeting for 3 hours to not be seen. And that is because FAO did not meet quorum. I'm not going to individually call anyone out. I'm not that type of person, but I am going to say that that is very important. And I had to apologize on behalf of our Senate, which I am not afraid of doing because what y'all do reflects on me and vice versa. So please make sure you're respecting your chairs by notifying them that you cannot make it. And anything else, Hurst? Yeah. Or
Motion.
Temple, was that a motion?
It's the same motion.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna let Temple do it because she did it last week. Go ahead, Temple.
Move to adjourn pending final roll call. Ha!
A motion to adjourn pending final roll call. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now there.
Working on it. Hold on. I'll move as quickly as possible. Please say immediately if you are here or not, as soon as I say your name. I'll just do it. It is the 13th. Great. Lazo.
Present.
Herrera.
Here.
Reiner.
Present.
Navakurzak.
Present.
Today.
Present.
Anna.
Present.
Marset.
Present.
Temple.
Present.
Warren. Liziana. Absent. Bishop.
Present.
Erangel.
Present.
Daedalus.
Present.
Kara.
Present.
Butler.
Present.
Campbell.
Breathing.
Castillo.
Here.
Lazier.
Present.
Hell.
Present.
Hamid. Present. Larson.
Present.
Rose.
Present.
Whitson.
Here.
Yara. Absent. Quiroga.
Present.
Carter.
Present.
Brown.
I'm present, but I got a message from y'all Mitchell that I was dismissed, so I think I have to request reinstatement.
You do. Please email me.
Okay, thank you.
Samilo.
Present.
Ryan.
Present.
Bella.
Present.
Patel. Ishan,
Here.
Chile,
Present.
Shaw,
Present.
Costa,
Present.
Flores,
Here.
Rihanna,
Here.
Hochfelder,
Present.
Holmes,
Present.
I'm here, Kazay. Artine. Absent, Barnett. Absent, Lacasse,
Present.
Polera. Present. Patel, AJ.
AJ's not here.
Holman,
Present.
Richmond. Present. Sandlin,
Present.
Vasquez,
Present.
Rivera,
Present.
Marla. I know you're here. Matal,
Present.